Well, hey there, everybody. Today is an Unstaged episode. And for those of you who have not heard an Unstaged episode yet, welcome. Unstaged is completely unengineered, unscripted. It's just me coming in with my thoughts, opinions, feelings that I've been having about things recently, and just what I want to share with you as a fellow business owner. So today I really want to focus on intentional creation of thoughts. And I know that sounds like really weird, but let me explain a little bit. So I believe that in order to get results in anything that you do, you need to have alignment of a few things. You need to have alignment of knowledge, beliefs, which is comprised of your thoughts and your feelings, and then your actions. And together, those three create the results triad. So knowledge, beliefs, actions equal your results. And the reason that I want to focus on this today and this particular episode is because recently inside of the Staging Business School, which, previously known as Rethink You, in our Accelerate program, we had one of our twice monthly calls. So we have those twice a month when we're in. And one of the business owners in our program brought to the table that recently she'd been in one of the Facebook groups where they were discussing the class action lawsuit that was just settled against several brokerages in relationship to excessive real estate commissions and how that's going to be impacting our industry. And I guess I could do a whole other podcast about the value of Facebook groups because I think there's a lot of value in them, but I also think there is a way to get into the depths of despair with other business owners. And so this may help you navigate some of that as well. So what I want to share with you is kind of a breakdown of what we spoke about in relationship to her thoughts and feelings about what she was seeing in the Facebook groups in relationship to this particular lawsuit. So she came to our monthly call, as all of the business owners do, with an issue or troubles, problem solving, successes, wins, and thoughts that they believe are impacting their business. So she came and she said, she was really worried for her business because what it sounds like is a lot of people in the industry are nervous about this recent settlement and that people are going to be leaving real estate in droves and the business is going to dry up and people won't want to do staging because their commissions are already being impacted negatively. Because there's going to be a cap on them or something, or they're not going to be able to take as much. So what we did was the first question that I asked her was to look at her own business and just let me know how many realtors that she currently was working with and what volume that provided her business. And it was about 10 really core realtors with, another maybe 5 that were just kind of, smatterings here and there. But there were 10 core real estate business owners. And so then I said, okay, well, so how many of those on the regular, give you regular transaction real estate agents do you think you actually need for your business? Do you need all of the businesses, all of the realtors in your zip codes that you serve to be working with you? And she said, no, it's probably another 5 to 10 that they can handle at the moment with their current capacity and team and infrastructure and all of that. I said, okay, so you don't need all of the realtors. So if a lot of the realtors left the real estate business, you don't actually need that many to stay in the real estate business, correct? And so she agreed with that. The next thing that we talked about was the fact that for those realtors that she has worked with, how many of them were in business before the pandemic? And she said all of them. I said, okay, so not a single one of them left the real estate business with the complete shutdown of their businesses or, a complete shutdown of the industry for, 4 to 6 months during the pandemic. And she said, correct. And I said, and how many of those business owners do you think were in business in the crash of 2008, which lasted and had ripple effects into 2012 and 13 even? And she said that she had several that have been in business for, a decade or more. So I said, okay, so what you're telling me is that you have worked with realtors who have figured out how to survive housing crashes, the pandemic, do you think that they'll be able to problem solve, or their brokerages will be able to help them problem solve for what this new settlement looks like? And she said, yes. I said, okay, excellent. So we've just learned that you don't need all of the realtors that are out there, and that the realtors that you've worked with have been flexible and nimble, and they have adjusted and figured out what they need to do to grow their business. I said, now the next thing I want to kind of run past you is for those realtors that are looking at how their commissions are impacted, do you think that it is a wise business decision for them to stop staging or to continue staging? Because if a realtor knows that staging actually sells houses faster and for more money, doesn't that mean that their commissions automatically will go up because they have used staging, which she agreed with. And I said, now, do you think for those realtors who have never used staging that you could be a solution with that message, that you can actually help them increase their commissions by implementing staging with their listings? And she said, yes. So I just want to share with you, this is what intentional thought creation does, is that you can look at any circumstance that is, considered neutral. So in this case, it is a lawsuit that was settled that may impact realtors' commissions. And you can look at it in a positive way, or you can look at it in a negative way. But for your business, if you decided that that is a negative scenario for you, and then you begin to spiral in that you're not going to have enough work and that all of the realtors are leaving, you may decide not to continue with your staging business. You may decide not to continue marketing your staging business, because why would you do that if people are likely going to tell you no? And you may take on any project that may or may not be good for you because out of scarcity, which could then burn you out, which could then lead to that cycle of not wanting to stay in business, not wanting to grow your business. You may not be bringing in enough revenue and all of that. So I guess this is like a long rambling way to share with you that you've got to put anybody else's thoughts through your own lens, through your own business's lens, to see if it really rings true for you. Now, the other side of the coin, which we had discussed with this business owner in our coaching call, was that it's always good to be strategically pessimistic when it comes to running your business. If we're too optimistic, we don't plan financially, we don't plan realistically to take on projects. Like, there is a really strong value in strategic pessimism. But that word strategic is really important there. Pessimism for the sake of just like spiraling is not helpful. So I just wanted to come in with this little sip for you this week. It's a little thought bubble for you to think about. Is any time that you hear somebody talking about how business is slow and it's not good and people aren't willing to pay and all that, I really want you to get intentional with the thoughts that you are creating, because one of the biggest things that can undermine any of our businesses is really that all or nothing spiraling thinking. And it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you moving forward. It doesn't serve you making the best decisions out there. So again, if you can stop and look at something and go, okay, is there another way I could be thinking about this? Is there another way I could create a belief that is going to move me forward versus hold me back? Because again, if you're spiraling in something like there's not going to be any business, you may spend more time looking for solutions from people on social media. You may, do the terminology that Brooke Castillo of the Life Coach School says, which is buffering. So buffering means rather than getting out there and marketing and sharing that you're a solution, you might be consuming information and consuming other people's thoughts and opinions about the market or, anything like that. So I want you to be really, really intentional and guard your own thoughts, and then feel compassion for the people that can't really seem to get out of their own way, because that's really what it is. We all get to choose how we respond to something. We can't control the circumstances that are out there that are going to come at us, in particular with the real estate market. It is a volatile, ever evolving, always changing, fluid thing. And you have got to become good about finding where is the positive and where's the benefit and where can staging really fit in a variety of markets, right? Because there will always be a benefit. AI is another one. People are worried that AI might take over for physical staging businesses. And certainly, yes, there will be people, there will be realtors, sellers, investors who decide that they're going to try that as an option. But it doesn't mean that that remains their core option. And it doesn't mean that those are the only business owners out there. There are other business owners that are going to see huge value in creating that amazing experience when somebody crosses the threshold into the house. So that is my little sip for you today. Knowledge, beliefs, action equals your results. When you are in those Facebook groups or you hear other businesses spiraling, think about how could you think about it a little bit differently. And if you need some support in doing that, and you are a business owner who has started to get a consistent flow of clients and you feel like you're about to add to your team, or you have team currently and you're in that like middle manager role and you just want support in hiring better, creating your systems and operations, I want you to join us inside the Accelerate program at the Staging Business School. The link is in the show notes for you to join us. And I want you to know also coming up in January of 2024, we will be running systems the entire month of January in our calls. So if you want to get in and dig deep and improve your systems, come in and join us. Okay, bye for now. Have a wicked good week, and I will see you next week.